Delores Thesaurus, written by Jessica Lee Hutchings, illustrated by Hazel Quintanilla. Delores Thesaurus. Delores Thesaurus, with her pink attaché, put on her coat and her purple beret, then went out with Dot, her pet Bouvier, with a plan to collect the big words grown-ups say. She treated big words like a valuable jewel, a love she had learned from Miss Myers at school. When she asked her, "Miss Myers, do big words suit me?" Miss Myers responded, "Indubitably." Miss Myers could easily have just answered yes, but indubitably had so much more finesse. So Delores had picked up this fine attribute and made finding big words her exclusive pursuit. She would go out with Dot, exploring the town, spotting big words and writing them down. Wherever she looked, there were words to be found, like outlandish and languid, aloof and astound. With her attaché filled with the words she had seen, she'd go back to Miss Myers to learn what they mean. "Delores Thesaurus," Miss Myers would say, "I love the new words that you found yesterday." She loved learning new ways to say what she meant, so she kept on collecting everywhere that she went. She would go to the park and eavesdrop on a parent. "My child's behavior was atrocious, nefarious, aberrant." Nefarious, she wondered. That doesn't sound good. And she made plans to use it the first chance she could. When she heard a word that had left her confounded, she listened real closely to be sure how it sounded. With her favorite green pen, she would write the word down, then continue exploring the rest of the town. She would go to the market to listen to shoppers. "These prices are astronomical. They'll make us all paupers." She would go to the library to hear college students. "The hero, while audacious, is plagued with impudence." She would go to the cafe to monitor the patrons. "This fare is exquisite. What remarkable creations!" Delores told Dot, "Let's perambulate this way, off to find more grown-ups and the big words they say." Then she walked to the wharf where she overheard sailors. I assure you, Ahab, we are prodigious as whalers." She took these great words that she'd heard around town, listening closely and writing them down, and placed them all carefully inside her case, which was now getting full and had run out of space. She was excited for Miss Myers to explain each new word, until swoosh from above, something alarming occurred. A pelican swooped down, grabbed her pink attaché, gulped it up in its beak, and flew swiftly away. Delores was horrified and yelled out to say, "That gargantuan pelican has my words of the day." "Stop! Desist!" Delores cried out and wailed. She ran fast, reached high, but her efforts all failed. Delores ran to the grown-ups all milling around. She jumped and she shouted. Dot flipped upside down. But no one stopped to help and no one seemed to listen, so Delores concocted a more grown-up composition. "We should use some big words," she shouted to Dot, "so they'll stop and they'll help us. It's our only shot." She thought back to the new words that they had collected, but couldn't be sure which ones should be selected. "What words do I remember that I can now use?" thought Delores as she approached a man reading the news. "Pardon me, sir, my attaché was languid indeed." "Oh, that's nice," he replied, and continued to read. "Drat!" Delores cried. "That word can't be right." Then she turned to a woman, hoping she'd see her plight. "Miss, my attaché was outlandish today." "That's too bad," quipped the lady as she went on her way. Meanwhile, the pelican flew on. It fluttered and soared with her pink attaché and the words she had scored. Dolores persisted. The mailman was next, but when she approached him, he just seemed perplexed. "Sir, can you help? My attaché took an archaic careen." "I'm sorry, young lady, I don't know what you mean." "Still not right," huffed Dolores as she searched around the crowd. "Please help! Anyone! Help me!" she bellowed out loud. "Everything all right, young lady?" a shopkeeper asked. "No! Exasperate my attaché! I have been excruciatingly tasked." The shopkeeper responded, What was that?" Dolores said, "My attaché! It's equatorial stat! We must hurry. The feeble fowl burgled my case." The shopkeeper was puzzled, but made an amicable face. "So, a bird has your briefcase? Have I got that part right?" Dolores nodded frantically and lit up like a light. "I wonder," said the shopkeeper as she pointed in the air, "if perhaps it's that bird that is sitting up there?" Then the three of them chased the big bird down the pier, and they called to the pelican, "Hey, pelican, come here." "It really likes your case," the shopkeeper joked. "It probably won't drop it unless it's provoked." So Dot leapt to action, saving the day, growling and barking for the pink attaché. The pelican squawked and dropped the attaché, then flapped its wings hard and flew sprightly away. Dolores ran to the case. She was beaming with pride. All the words she'd collected were safely inside. Dolores explained all the words she had used and how everyone responded by looking confused. The shopkeeper smiled and made everything clear. She said to Dolores, "Here's the trouble, my dear. There's a reason your pleas did not go as planned. When you used your new words, they did not understand. When you said archaic, it really meant out of date. When you said exasperate, it meant infuriate. When you said careen, it meant to hurtle and streak. And when you used the word feeble, all that meant was weak. Using big words can sound grown-up indeed. There's so many fine ways you can say what you need. And it's clear that in big words you're very well versed. But remember, it helps to know what they mean first." Dolores giggled. "My words caused such a mess. I really confused everyone then, I guess." She held up her case and expressed her unease. "I wish that I knew how to teach myself these." "Try this," said the shopkeeper, handing her a worn book. "I've found this quite useful. You should give it a look." "A dictionary!" cried Dolores. "Precisely essential. Thank you so much. This is packed with potential." So Delores Thesaurus, with her pink attaché and her burgeoning collection of words grown-ups say, is learning to use them in just the right way, with the lovely worn dictionary she obtained on that day. Now, when Delores Thesaurus finds a new word, she does not take a chance on sounding absurd. She looks the word up to know its definition, and that has filled her with a whole new ambition. Using all my new words isn't something I find scary. In fact, you can call me Delores Dictionary.